Take two. I am here. This is Ying Yang in California. This is take two of the Prosperity Approach, the simple formula to ultimate prosperity by Allyson Chavez. I'm here on morning number 1788. We are reading morsels of a thought of wisdom from other people because other people go through years of life experiences, give us their synopses, and we become wise because of them. When we become wise, it means that we know the right things to do for ourselves. And then when we do those things, we are creating virtue. We're doing acts of we're committing acts of virtue. So morsels of a thought will bring more virtue into the world as long as I find wisdom to bring to you. So on the back cover of this book, first of all, it's a #1 bestseller. And I'll give you the ISBN really quickly. 9781979654463. Okay, you got that. All right. The prosperity approach. What if changing your bank account was as simple as changing your inner stance? What if there was a simple formula you could apply that led to prosperity every time? Would that be valuable to you? In this groundbreaking new book, best-selling author Allyson Chavez demystifies prosperity by introducing her 321 prosperity formula, a straightforward approach which teaches you to change your outer world. Isn't that good? I love that. She says, they say, whether it's a change you're whether it's a change you're wanting in your finances, relationships, or health, this universally true formula applies in every area of your life. Prepare yourself to be delighted at how simple and joyful it really is to literally create the life you are born to live. Allyson Chavez is a wealth mindset expert at the Ultimate Prosperity Coach and the Ultimate Prosperity Coach, capital letters. She is an international speaker on the topics of mindset, prosperity, and the inner work to create lasting outer wealth. She is a best-selling author, an energy practitioner, and a sales and communications trainer. Allyson teaches live webinars and online prosperity courses to entrepreneurs, as well as high-end private mentoring. Allyson lives in Salt Lake City, Utah, with her husband and 4 children. Visit prosperityapproach.com/web class and ALLYSON Chavez.com for more information. This book goes for $15.95. It looks really thin, but it's full of wisdom. Okay, so here are some quantum leaps, and I am going to read The Obedient Rebel's Guide to Quantum Leaps. Your next level isn't earned, it's allowed. If you're a high achiever who wants to unlock your full potential, feel seen, she says, sexy, celebrated, find that missing piece, reignite your fire, step out of the norm, the way your soul longs to, this workshop is for you. Presented by Allyson Chavez, best-selling author of The Prosperity Approach, Obedient Rebel, Quantum Leaper Extraordinaire. Spots are limited. Secure yours now. Scan me. Register here. Okay. Uh, Let me hold it a little better. Oh, gee, here. I don't know. Okay. I never know if these work. The prosperity approach, the simple formula to ultimate prosperity. Yin yang, prosperity becomes you, she said. And she also wrote that it was okay to read, okay to read. You have permission to read my book on morsels of a thought. And she wrote that 3/26/25. Okay, 2018 by Allyson Chavez, copyright international. by copyright by Allyson Chavez International. All rights reserved. All rights reserved. No part of this publication may be reproduced, distributed, or transmitted in any form or by any means, including photocopying, recording, or other electronic or mechanical methods, without the prior written permission of the publisher, except in the case of brief quotations embodied in critical reviews and certain other non-commercial uses permitted by copyright law. For permission requests, send an email to Allyson@AllysonChavez.com. And Allyson is the way to spell Allyson. Acknowledgements. We're jumping straight through. Jumping straight in. To those whom a mere thank you can never suffice, I attempt to do so anyway. Justin Jepson, my colleague and fabulous friend, thank you for your expertise in book writing, your helpful critique, and deep conversations. You were the glue that kept me together. Thank you. Heather Godfrey, my amazing editor, you managed to get me to dig deeper and pull things out of myself I didn't know were there. What a gift! My book launch team and early readers, thank you for your honest feedback and incredible support through the book launch process. There is no way I could have done this without you. Jeremy Jerison, Jerison, Branson, Trevin, and Peyton, Peyton, living with a wife and mother who is on a mission can't be the easiest thing in the world. And yet, you always stand beside me, support me, comfort me, and believe in me. You are my angel team. God must really love me to give Jeremy to me as my spouse and to let me be the mom of such incredible children. We are reading The Prosperity Approach, the simple formula to ultimate prosperity. They have a picture of a money tree here. #1 bestseller by Allyson Chavez. We are reading to know the right things to do in the form of our wisdom given by other people, and basically having the ability to commit action on that wisdom, which becomes virtue. We're bringing more virtue into the world. Then I have no religious bent myself. I simply want more virtue in the world because absolute virtue is the best thing we can have. So I'm reading from the book at this moment. Allyson Chavez says in her acknowledgments, Heavenly Father and Jesus Christ, I never thought I had anything to say, let alone write in a book. You gave me the words to say and write and the circumstances necessary to experience ultimate prosperity, capital U, capital P. You have taught me of your reality and love in ways that are too deep to adequately express. Thank you for this mission and the means to accomplish it. And thank you for picking up all the slack that this weak human being leaves in her wake. You make all the difference. The table of contents has 8 chapters, and I will read the names of the chapters to you. Are we there yet? The 2 secrets to prosperity. Energetic, the first pillar of prosperity. Mental, the second pillar of prosperity. Going all mental. Physical, the third pillar of prosperity. The prosperity approach recap. And join the prosperity revolution. So there are 3 pillars. Chapter 1, are we there yet? Prosperity is a way of living and thinking, and not just money or things. Poverty is a way of living and thinking, and not just a lack of money or things. This is by Eric Butterworth, a quote. Prosperity is a way of living and thinking, and not just money or things. Poverty is a way of living and thinking, and not just a lack of money or things. What is prosperity anyway? Is it a number in your bank account? A certain neighborhood you live in? Being able to do whatever you want whenever you want to do it? How do you know once you've arrived, quote, end quote? The dictionary defines prosperity as, quote, a successful, flourishing, or thriving condition, especially in financial respects, good fortune, end quote, dictionary.com. But Allyson Chavez says, I've experienced the dictionary's definition of prosperity, and although on one level I definitely fit the quote mold end quote of prosperity, making high six figures, vacationing in Hawaii with my family multiple times a year, buying our dream cars, but on a much deeper level, I didn't feel very prosperous at all. I woke up in anxiety and fear almost every night. Only it was fear I wouldn't be able to sustain this level of living. I was terrified I would lose it all. Since that wake up call, I've created my own definition of true prosperity. True prosperity is a level of living that is not governed by fear or lack. In Catherine Ponder's book, Open Your Mind to Prosperity, she says that, quote, you are prosperous to the extent that you experience peace, health, and plenty in the world, end quote. To me, true prosperity goes far beyond how much is in your bank account. It's having the energy to do what you'd like to do in a day. It's a deep connection with the people you love best in this world. And being able to effectively communicate with everyone who comes into your sphere of influence. It's feeling great in your skin. And it's having enough money to be able to experience those things in life that enhance your soul. Maybe your soul would be enhanced by driving a sporty new car or living in an elegant home. If it is, wonderful. Embrace it. My soul is enhanced by beautiful views of nature, exotic locations to make memories with my family and husband, look at how she says with my family and husband, experiencing culture and enjoying others' talents in art, theater, and music. Those experiences require a degree of prosperity to be able to enjoy them. With nearly a decade of working with clients and doing research on my own, I've discovered three things that keep most people from receiving the level of prosperity they want. One, they're unaware of the role energetic frequency plays. Two, they violate universal laws of creation because they don't know what they are. Three, they have subconscious programming that they're not even aware of, which holds them back from the life they desire. Solid foundation. For years, I've studied how to build prosperity. I've come to realize that a solid foundation is critical if you want to create true, lasting prosperity, which I know you do simply because you're reading this book. And when you can apply a simple prosperity formula on a regular basis, prosperity is inevitable. The prosperity approach, the simple formula to massive prosperity, is the most straightforward approach to prosperity I could create. The formula is this: three pillars plus two secrets equals one prosperous life. And when you learn and apply this formula, three pillars plus two secrets equals one prosperous life. When you learn and apply this formula, it leads to prosperity every single time. This book is not meant to spout theory. This book will cover the secrets, pillars, and strategies to create real, lasting prosperity. The exercises are meant to be done while you're waiting in line at the grocery store or sitting in traffic. They're meant to be assimilated into your daily life. There are some activities that will require you to carve out some time if you want to do them correctly, but you'll enjoy the processes and will look forward to the next thing to do. I'm here on morning number 1788. I'm not very wise, so I'm bringing you wisdom from other people, and they're giving you their life experiences, synopses, and morsels of a thought that we can bring to our own set of wisdom. Wisdom is knowing the right thing to do, and doing it is creating virtue. Okay, the book. Why should you listen to me anyway, says Allyson Chavez. My name is Allyson Chavez. My last name is pronounced Chav-is. It rhymes with Travis. Chavez. Okay, Chavez. I'm a regular person just like you. I didn't see that. I'm a prosperity coach specializing in the inner work that's required to create true, lasting prosperity. I should do this over again. My name is Allyson Chavez. My last name is pronounced Chavez. It rhymes with Travis. I'm a regular person just like you. I'm a prosperity coach specializing in the inner work that's required to create true, lasting prosperity. I'm also a certified Simply Healed trademark. Simply Healed are two capital letters, one word. Simply Healed trademark energy practitioner, a licensed and certified BANK trademark sales and communications trainer, a speaker, and an author. I started my online business in 2012 and built it to high six figures in just over 2 years. It was the hardest thing I've ever done professionally in my life. Prosperity thinking did not come naturally to me when I started out. I grew up in a home that taught survival and scarcity rather than thriving and prosperity. Perhaps you can relate to that. My mom had severe depression back when very little was known about mental illness. It's my belief that it started as postpartum depression when my twin brothers were born when I was 8. This was in the mid 80s when postpartum was called baby blues. But due to severe financial strain, my parents were under when the twins were born. The depression quickly spiraled into much more than baby blues. It got so bad that I never knew what I was coming home to after school. Usually it was to see my mom in bed watching 8 is Enough and working on a cross stitch. Or she Or she'd meet my older sister and me at the door and leave as soon as we got home to go to therapy sessions. We'd be in charge of our 4 younger brothers until she or my dad arrived home later that evening. I was 9 at the time and didn't understand what was going on. I just knew that my family wasn't a happy one and something was very, very wrong. When I was 11, my mom committed suicide, leaving my dad alone to raise 6 children, ranging in ages from 13 to 3-year-old twins, along with paying staggering medical bills and mountains of debt. It's no wonder I lived in survival. That's exactly what my dad was doing, trying to keep his family together. I decided in high school that I would live a life different from my parents, like just about every other teenager in the world. I wanted to live in confidence and wealth, have a safe family where everyone felt loved and supported, and an environment where money was plentiful and stress was low. Fast forward 20 years. I was married to an amazing man, had 4 incredible children of my own, and a successful business in direct sales. I'd created that safe environment for my kids that I'd never had as a child, but money certainly didn't flow, and stress certainly wasn't low. And even though I was successful, I was bored and unhappy in my business, but terrified to try something different. I felt whisperings and a pull toward the industry of energy healing, but knew nothing about it and was terrified to move forward for fear of making a mistake, being deceived spiritually, wasting money, and putting my family in dire straits financially. As a woman who is both spiritual and religious, this industry of quote, energy healing, end quote, was scary because it could get so, quote, woo-woo, end quote, and mystical very quickly. In fact, one of the only fights my husband and I have ever had was due to my interest in energy work. As I was getting more interested, he got more skeptical. Since it was so new to me, I couldn't articulate it very well, which increased his skepticism and made him that much more convinced I was being deceived. The more I pushed, the more he pushed back. Though we were at an impasse, I didn't want to sacrifice my marriage. So, for 4 years, I ignored my growing interest and we didn't speak of energy work at all. Energy work in Chinese is the word qigong, by the way. Energy work, qigong. But, let us look. The whisperings of my heart got louder, the pull got stronger, and my discontent became more pronounced. Enter the quote, dark night of the soul. Because of my own experience, I believe that if there is a different higher path you're to walk, God will start with whispers and nudges. And if you don't listen, He'll raise the volume and add tugging. And if you're still not getting the message, life gets massively uncomfortable until it reaches the point where the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change. That's what He did with me. Capital H, capital H. The most difficult year of my adult life. The most difficult year of my adult life was 2011. My husband and I wanted to move into a better area to raise our children, but because of the housing market crash a few years before, our house and land were devalued, and a deal we were almost ready to close on came crashing down around us. We were devastated to be stuck in a neighborhood we didn't like, with no viable options to make our conditions better. 10 days later, on Easter morning, my brother Tyler died in his sleep. He was 30 years old, had been married for 3 weeks, and had no money. He lived 300 miles away, so the family all traveled and pooled our money together to help pay for his funeral. I remember donating $500, which was a third of our savings, figuring God would bless us because we were being generous and serving. The week after his funeral, my husband's car engine died, requiring a new engine that took every bit of our savings, leaving us with literally 28 cents in our bank account. 3 days later, our oven caught on fire. Thankfully, no one was hurt and no damage occurred to our home, but we had no way to pay for it because we had no credit cards, having worked really hard previously to get out of debt, and I was devastated at being abandoned by God. My faith had always been my bedrock, but now it was shaken to its core. Here we were doing our best, serving and donating money we didn't have to support my brother's new widow and pay for his funeral. And what does God do? Turn his back on me. I felt that he knew exactly what was going on in my life and just didn't care. That was more devastating to me than not believing in a God at all. I did everything I could. I did everything I could think of to connect with him. I read the scriptures, went to church faithfully every week, prayed, and felt nothing. Not 1 ounce of support, comfort, or love. I remember praying one night, asking for a hug. That's all I wanted. I was desperate to know that heaven cared and was close by. That night, I dreamed that not only had my mom and brother died, but my dad died, and I was left completely alone in the world. That was the proverbial straw that broke me. Now, we're going to continue with this next week, Monday, The Prosperity Approach, The Simple Formula to Ultimate Prosperity by Allyson Chavez. Okay, we will talk to you again tomorrow. Take care. I hope you're inspired to have a great day. Okay, old Kinderhook. Bye bye.